Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today is the coldest day of the year by far, and honestly the coldest day I can even remember. It is -16 without wind chill, and with the wind chill it is feeling like -46 out there. So it's kind of crazy. The power has been going on and off consistently. I remember getting up in the night at about 2 o'clock and the power is off, but since I've been up since about 7, it has gone on and off at least 30 times, and it's about 10 now, so craziness. And of course I am kind of fighting a little cold again, so that's just how it is when you work in a room with 5-year-olds all day. So got the sniffles and dealing with that, but my plan for today was to try to make something sweet and yummy to have to eat on February 1st. It was the middle point between winter and spring, and so I kind of wanted to make something in celebration of that, even though today it definitely feels like winter. It's so strange that it can go from a 45-degree winter day, which seems way too warm, honestly, so strange, to then the coldest day by far. The temperature has been so strange, but as always, we make the most of the situation we are in. So I'm hoping that the power will stay on consistently enough so that I can put something together to bake in the oven. And unfortunately, because here where I rent, we have an electric stove. To me, gas stoves are by far superior. I have one at my mom's house, so I'm familiar with them, and they just, to me, work so much better, make much more sense, and especially in situations where we have storms and power could go out, you know you can still cook some food or even make yourself some coffee or tea, whereas if you have an electric stove, you're out of luck unless the power comes back on or you have a generator, which we do not here. So right now I got water boiling for some coffee while the power is on, hoping it'll stay on long enough to do that. And I have a bunch of dishes I have to do since last night. I just didn't feel good. I was feeling sick. I feel a lot better today, so I gotta get those done, and then we'll see where the day takes us. I definitely want to show you a little clip that I took of the water and how it looks like there's a fog over the water. That happens when the air is colder than the water, and so it creates like this mist, this cloudy mist, and it's really, really pretty. But I will just tell you, me stepping out of the car to take that short video, the wind was stronger than I've ever felt before. I could feel it actually being able to move me and push me. So it's just kind of wild. And all last night we could hear the wind pounding on the house. So I will keep you updated as far as weather goes. Let me know what the weather is like where you are right now. I'm wondering if it'll be similar up in the north, and if it's still got a cold spell going down all the way across America or anything like that. So let me know. But first I am gonna get these dishes done, and then I will see you later. Well, I managed to get my coffee made and the dishes all done, but the power went off again, so not gonna get any baking done yet. I am, however, going to try to get some cleaning done, and I will do that with, this is a very good spray that I use. It is just 1 part white vinegar to 3 parts water, and then you can throw in an essential oil if you want a smell or anything like that. I actually put just a little bit of lemon juice in it, and this is what I use to spray on my counters, to clean the toilets, to clean sinks, everything like that. And it does a really good job, even for things really stuck on. Just spray a few spritzes and leave it there for a little bit and it'll come right up, and it does great. No claims that it is gonna get rid of all the germs, sterilize it, but I really don't believe for the average person in true sterilization. Like, I'm not a big fan of Germex or anything like that. I never use it. I don't like to use things like that because you need things. Ooh, the power's back on again. But you need things to have in kind of mini ecosystems. They're their own little mini ecosystems, and if you sterilize everything, it's just gonna wipe even the good things, the beneficial things, and make the bad things stronger in a way. So I'm not a believer in full sterilization under a normal household circumstance, but people have different needs for different people and different situations. But I will say this works 100% for my needs. So if you want a cheap and easy to make cleaner, there you go. It's an all-purpose cleaner. And now that that's back on, I'm gonna see how long that stays on and think about I want to make a honey cake, and it's 3 ingredients, so that'll be a fun recipe to try. I haven't made it before, so I'm excited to see how it turns out, but we will see if I get there. Also, another tip for those who might be dealing with really cold weather, leave your sinks going just a little bit, and that will prevent pipes from freezing. If there's even just a little draft anywhere or anything like that, your pipes could easily freeze under temperatures like this, but leaving that going will prevent that. So, fun tip. I thought I could also share my homemade creamer recipe. So, very easy and all good ingredients. I just use heavy cream, I use maple syrup and just a little bit of vanilla extract, and then I whip it all together with this little tool right here. Last I checked, these were about $14 on Amazon, and for me it was definitely a great purchase. It whips things up really nice, and you could definitely make whipped cream with this even though it's small, but works really well. Alright friends, so the power has been back on consistently, so I'm going to try my hand at this recipe. It is not one I have made before, but if it works, then it'll be a great one to add because it's super simple. It's just 3 ingredients and it sounds really yummy. So this could be a complete fail, but we're gonna try it today. I got the oven preheating to only 325. It says any hotter than that it won't cook right. It'll just, burn it too quickly because it's a very delicate kind of a cake. So what it says to add is a 1/3 cup of honey. I have a very nice raw honey local to me, Maine beekeeping. So I got that honey. I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of that and then 3 eggs. And then all we're going to be doing is beating that together until it will kind of come up, kind of like you would do with a meringue or something, until it kind of comes up and stays by itself. So we're gonna try that. I do not have an electric mixer or anything like that, or a stand mixer. So I am actually gonna try using what I showed you earlier for what I do with my coffee creamer in the morning and see how that goes. I also have my hands if need be, but it said it would take about 10 minutes with an electric mixer. So I'm sure it'll take me much longer with what I'm working with. But hey, we are gonna try it, and hopefully this can be something that turns out well, so it can just go to show you don't need all the fancy stuff. You just need to have the will to want to make it happen. Oh, I love good raw honey. So yummy. And do one more. That is just about perfect how much I had left in this container. These kind of tools really come in handy for scooping in containers, fitting into, round surfaces and stuff like that. It really helps. And of course, whenever I get the honey out, I have to get a little. It's so good. That natural, sweetness. Oh, there's nothing like that, really. So good. As you can see, we got the honey in the bowl, and I'm gonna crack our 3 eggs. And it did not say to only use the whites or the yolks or anything like that. It just said 3 eggs right in. I'm gonna quickly mix it with this tool just to get it to start combining together. Alright, I'm going in there with my little tool and we'll see how this goes. So we got it whipped together pretty well. It all is mixed together. There's a lot of air bubbles. And if I pick that up and let it drip on top, it is staying on top. It also looks like there's more in the bowl. So I'm gonna go with that's good to go. We will see. Next, the last ingredient it says is just a cup of flour, and it says to sift it. I don't have a sifter, so I'm just gonna use this to kind of put it through and just do it kind of slowly, a little bit at a time. Let me move it down so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of dumping it a little at a time and then shaking it in. Not perfect, but I never do anything perfectly. And I'll mix it as we're going. The main thing I'm getting from this recipe is just that it's kind of a slower process putting these 3 ingredients together. And it's extra slow for me since I don't have all the recommended tools. But that is okay. That is part of the enjoyment of just being able to do a task fully with your attention, with love and appreciation. And I'm hoping we'll get a really yummy result out of this. We're coming to the end of the process. Really didn't take that long. And as you can see, when I am mixing that all together there, that has a very nice cake batter texture. So that makes me think we're on the right track. So I am just gonna actually do this in a cupcake tin because that's just kind of what I've decided. That's what I feel like will work best. I don't have a very good cake pan that would be the right size. So I am just gonna grease my cupcake tin with some butter to make sure that the batter will not stick. Give that one more good mix. See, there's lots of air bubbles in there, and that is what I believe we are looking for, because this is going to be a nice airy doughy texture. Ooh, that might have been a little too high. Let's see. Gonna just wipe those splatters so they don't burn on. Alright. Now this is gonna go in the oven for about 25 minutes, the recipe said, but I'm gonna keep a close eye on it. It is smelling so good in here, and it's almost ready to come out of the oven. So while we're waiting on that, I am getting meat cut up for a nice beef stew and getting an onion all taken care of so I can chop that up as well, because that is going to go in the oven. Because what's better than a beef stew on a really cold day? That's pretty high up there. I put the onion peelings in this bag. I save onion peelings and like tops of carrots and stuff like that for making homemade stock, because that's great to put in. It gives extra nutrients, and onion peelings in particular kind of give it a richer color, because if you didn't know, onion peels are great natural dye for like an orangey type of color. It's really pretty neat. 20 minutes has passed, so let's check. Ooh, they look good. They're kind of golden brown. Let me get... I don't have a toothpick, so I'm just going to go in with a fork. Perfect. Alright, so these are ready to be taken out to cool. I'm going to turn my oven up to 375 for getting ready to put the beef in for the beef stew. So we're going to put our beef with the onion in the oven to sit and get nice and tender for beef stew. I've talked about my beef stew recipe on here before, and also I do have a blog post about my simple beef stew recipe, so if you'd like to know more about it, go ahead and check that out. I will leave the link to my blog below. I am excited to try these honey cupcakes that we've made for the first time today, so that is what you will be seeing in just a moment. They're a little brown around the edges, so I maybe could have even took these out a couple minutes sooner, but we're going to let them start cooling off, and before they get completely cool though, then I'm going to drizzle some more honey on top. I might even drizzle a jam on some of them as well, just to get different ideas of flavors I could incorporate with them, and then we will try them and see how they turned out. Here is the finished honey cake, and I added a little bit of raspberry jam on top. It looks like it'll be really good, so now it's time for the taste test. Alright, let's get the first bite reaction. That turned out quite good. Really good honey flavor. And a good amount of air to it. I will say, I do think the texture would turn out even better if you had the better equipment to whip it all the way, but this is by no means a bad texture. Just a little more on the kind of like banana bread, where I think it's supposed to be a little bit lighter, but this is a perfect, like, with tea cupcake or with coffee. It is that good honey sweetness, but not too sweet, and that jam adds a lot to it as well. I would definitely make these again. That is definitely a yes in my book, so I would encourage you to try it, absolutely. I'm gonna finish this for sure. Well, thank you for joining me today. I hope you liked seeing how that recipe turned out, and I hope you do try it for yourself. Only 3 ingredients, and really was super easy, and it turned out really good despite what I was lacking personally in the kitchen. So it's really nice to see that results can turn out really well no matter what you're working with. So I hope that inspires you a little bit. It is seeming to calm down a little bit. The fog on the water has decreased quite a bit from this morning. So for the rest of the day, I am probably going to try to relax, do some reading, maybe some knitting, and get some more cleaning done around the house. So I will leave this video there, but if you feel so inclined, please do subscribe so that you can see any future videos I have coming out, and go ahead and ask any questions if you have any. I will be happy to answer them. Very soon we are going to be getting stuff ready for seed starting, so that is absolutely exciting. Those videos will be coming out very soon, and I will leave you there. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Okay, see ya!